Well, the IPCC is fighting back against allegations of errors in its 2007 climate report on the impacts of global warming. But as Clean Skies' Dan Goldstein explains, the damage may already have been done.
In its Nobel Prize-winning report from 2007, the IPCC stated the Himalayan glaciers would melt completely by 2035. That claim turned out to be untrue, taken from an advocacy group's report without checking. And 2 weeks ago, the panel admitted the clear and well-established standards of evidence required by the IPCC's procedures were not applied properly to the claim. Skeptics, who were already attacking the IPCC's conclusions, citing stolen University of East Anglia emails that allegedly showed scientists were fudging climate data, were quick to pounce.
Well, we've seen really from the beginning that the IPCC process is biased and flawed.
Now, a new attack. The IPCC's claim that global warming is making natural disasters like hurricanes and floods worse. That's not true either, says the Times of London. Like the claim on the Himalayas, the newspaper asserts the IPCC based its conclusion on studies that hadn't been peer-reviewed. IPCC Chairman Rajendra Pachauri, shown here in Copenhagen, said there were safeguards against that happening at the UN climate body.
The IPCC's procedures and processes are so strong, there's so many checks and balances, that there is absolutely no possibility of any distortion taking place.
The IPCC fought back against the natural disaster charge, saying the Times of London article was, quote, misleading and baseless. Longtime critics renewed their charge for Pachauri to step down as chair of the UN's climate body.
Yes, Raj Pachauri definitely needs to go, but Raj Pachauri is only a part of the problem. The entire IPCC process is flawed, it is biased, and it needs to be completely restructured. In fact, the UN probably shouldn't even be involved. But if the UN is going to be involved, it should not be a political process like it is now. So Raj Pachauri is just the tip of the iceberg as far as IPCC problems.
But top U.S. officials say the IPCC's report summarizes the work of hundreds of scientists and doesn't depend on any one person.
The basic tenet, the underlying science, appears from all the information to be very, very robust.
With respect to my information on climate change, I'm very confident that my scientists are telling me what they are seeing, and I've seen it on the ground myself.
Many in the scientific community agree.
I don't really see this as a major issue because as far as the scientific evidence is concerned for warming and the effects of warming on glaciers, that's quite clear. So in terms of the fact that these people made some mistakes in what they put down, that has to be separated from the basic facts.
Now, Pachauri says he has no plans to resign as the head of the UN's climate body, but experts are saying they have to make big changes on how they assemble their data. IPCC supporters like Joe Romm of the Center for American Progress says the reports are already dinosaurs by the time they come out, and the UN should be faster in turning them around. They also said they should be more focused on key issues like sea levels and drought that potentially impact the largest populations.
What I would do is try to simplify the process. 2 years before the process began, the IPCC has become slow and unwieldy, and it needs to become more agile at getting useful scientific information to the public.
Pachauri's longtime conservative critics also say he has conflicts of interest, including chairing the Energy Research Institute, which invests in renewable energy projects. Those critics say some IPCC scientists are too dependent on funding from organizations, including governments whose stated political goals depend on making global warming look even worse than the science says it is.
Any of these professors or researchers that are part of the IPCC process are taking in a significant amount of money and grant money in terms of speaking fees, in terms of fame. They have an incentive to accentuate what they're saying, actually to exaggerate what they're saying.
And the damage from this controversy may already be happening. A Pew poll released this week shows that fewer and fewer Americans consider global warming a priority for the Obama administration, which is still trying to get a climate bill out of the Senate. And both sides on the debate agree the latest scandal at the IPCC has just made that task even harder. Dan Goldstein, Clean Skies News.